Hi, I'm Val with Folk Art Wings. I just finished this really cute journal. I really love the fabric that I did in, the color scheme. It's got 3 signatures. It's 7 inch, a little over, about 7.5 tall and 5 across and about 1 1/4 thick on the spine. I love the fabric. It's a bark cloth, 50s or 60s, blacks and greens with a little flick of yellows and reds. And, you have to look hard to see those colors, but they're there and it's a beautiful combination. Um, I did a little waterfall flip through that I'm including. I've got a little packet here with some wonderful little labels and fussy cuts and some card catalogs, some photos, butterflies, swatches of fabric, circle flowers, a lot of little cute things in here that are fun to add into a journal. And they coordinate with the color scheme. And I'll just set that aside, just like the little flip up. I've got a kilt pin here in a twill tape. Velvet ribbon goes around, wraps around. This is removable if you want to. It ties right here on the side. So undo that. I do have it attached to the spine so you don't lose it. And we'll get right to it. I've got a backer board here that's laminated in case things get a little bumpy from all the things that you stuff into it. And you want to go to write, say, on this page, glue something down, or you can write right on top of the writing. It's not that dominant. But you need something to keep it smoother than the lumps and bumps that you get when you start adding things into your journals. So anyways, I'll put that to the side. We've got wallpaper for the inside covers, both sides. The first and the third journals are covered in a wallpaper that's got a really nice finish to it. And the middle one is, I utilized scrapbook paper that I think is beautiful. And hope you do too. So we may as well get going. I put tabs on, laces and fabric, ribbons, that kind of thing. I do love to do a lot of sewing in my journal, so you'll see those little things. We've got a flip out here, and you can flip it back for writing space. Plenty of writing space in my journals too. I'm not going to go over in detail too much. That's a book page ruffle. Flipped up and then decorated this side with a little gardening image and some stamping. And we've got a couple of journaling spots here that I put together. This came from a little calendar book that you keep on your desk and just take a page at a time and toss it. And I thought that was cute. Got that somewhere, I don't know, my dad's office or yard sale. And I do truly use what is most people do call junk. If you look through, if there's anything purchased, it's because I've had it for years, going on 50 years of collecting stuff like this. So I'm more than 50. Just a stationary round not stationary, but a notepad that's round, and I did a fussy cut butterfly on it. Almanac page. This page has some punching on it. I do a lot of punching. And then I attach some ribbon to the edge. But this is basil, where I press the leaves and in between sheets of printer paper. And a lot of times it leaves its impression on the paper, even though I'm doing it to get the flattened leaf. So I'm utilizing what other people might throw away. Book page. This is an end piece from a book. A lot of times to have the even numbers, you have blank pieces in the front or pages in the front or back. And so I just punched that and included it. German book page and put a little ribbon on it. This is French. Coffee dyed typing paper, and you can see I sewed around it, both sides. It opens up to form 2 pockets. I backed it inside with some craft paper that is lined, and then I decorated it here with one of my flower buttons, and then some stamping. And so I'll show you the journaling cards. This is a library card that I coffee stained, baked in the oven on a pizza pan. That's how you get the polka dots if you want to try it. Then it's a collage on the front. Plenty of writing space. This is a tag gifted to me. And this is cut out of a magazine, and then I backed it with some music page. Put a little ribbon tie. In this pocket, we've got another card catalog that's been collaged on the front, and another card catalog that cut out an image from a magazine. Thought that was really cute. This is a gifted journal card and a game card. That was the center of the first signature. So quickly, we'll go back. French, German, end page, book page. This was my printer paper with the basil leaves, punch, lace, almanac, the round notepad, and some black ink work on that I did on that book page. This is a black and white garden book page. And I backed, that's what I put on the back of the signature. And then, I didn't have to do that, but I used a book page there from a history book. Second signature, got a little lace tab. I did a little stenciling on some printer paper and then a collage on this side. And then we have a pull down of flip up, pull down of 2 sheets to write on. This is baking parchment paper, and when I dye papers, I lay them in a sheet pan and just stack them on top of the baking paper. And then eventually all that dye starts leaching into the baker's paper, and I dry it. And it's just, love that crinkle. The surface is wrinkled. It's got great color. Very pretty, I think. This is kindergarten writing paper, and it's old, I backed it on some children's drawing paper and stamped it. And we have a stencil on parchment, and I attached it with 2 brads. I saw this transformed in a magazine, so I tore that out. And it's all attached to a heavy coffee dyed book page. And then what's tucked right up inside is this card catalog again that I've collaged. A really pretty collage work on that. It's got a pretty ribbon tie. And then I made a pocket here out of some construction paper, and then fussy cut this image out. And the same thing with this one. It says passages in this little bird's nest. And then I did a collage on the back of a card catalog, and then put this image from a magazine and made a journal card there. I heavy coffee dyed a card catalog card and did some collaging on this one, and then cut the tack shape and put a little reinforcement and some ribbon in it. A little wallpaper here punched on either end, sewn right here to make a belly band. The belly band is actually made from a card catalog that's been heavy coffee dyed, and then I did a collage, and I had a little offcut from the fabric that covered the book, so I put that across. It says dedicated, and then I have a giant journal card in there for anyone to, it's cardstock weight scrapbook paper. I bought paper back in the day when scrapbooking started, and then never got around to doing any scrapbooking, so it all is being used in my journals. That same velvet ribbon that's on the front wraps around the back. I've did you a bookmark, and it's the same ribbon that ties. I zigzag that to the velvet, and it's silky looking on the back, very old. And I did a little stacked button decoration on that bookmark. This is French paper that I tea-dyed and put a little floral sticker on there and punched the edge. We've got graph paper here that I put some washi tape along, punched the edge. Graph paper, a different gauge with a little pleat from book page. And on this side, we've got wallpaper that I put on top of cardstock and made a little pocket and put this beautiful little tag. Just got the cutest little decorations on it. It says honesty, and I love the colors. I stacked 3 papers deep to make that, and Fussy got the little butterfly and did a little collaging. This is, I think, I do this old stenciling a lot on book pages, but this is on parchment paper with some antique lace on the edge, and formed a pocket, sewed the flip up like that to form the pocket, and included 2 journal cards. You can see I'm using those card catalog cards. A dear friend, really precious gal that I worked with at a school for years, she was going digital in the library, so they got rid of the card catalog. I wish I'd gotten the cabinet, but I came too late for that. But she called me and had all these cards waiting for me, and I have at least 1,000. And they will be offered in my shop in groupings. This is tea-dyed copy paper with a sticker and some washi tape. And here we go on the other side with some vintage rickrack and a fussy cut butterfly. Ribbon trimming the pocket of that, the back side of that parchment paper that's been sewn. And I've got, I think there were 2 here, yeah, 2 collaged journaling cards, both on card catalog. Heavy dyeing, eco dyeing on this one. This one was lightly tea-dyed, and then I attached some craft paper on the back just to change it up a little bit so it's not plain. And I love doing the collaging with strips, offcuts, things that you might think, oh, time to go in the bin, but you can find a use for it in junk journaling. That graph paper, we're on the back side of that signature again. More of the bigger graph paper, the French paper, and then we come to the end of that signature wallpaper. And I did a book page as a belly band here. And I took washi paper and wrapped it around, formed into a little pocket. You just really basically have to fold it in half, but I did a little edge to it, so it made, and then folded up the back. So I folded it, I'll make it more difficult than this. It's just a washi tape paper that I decided to make into a pocket, and then I took a book page and then made a little simple journaling spot for that. It tucks right in there. This came from the back of a calendar where they shrink the images. You can see what you're getting in a calendar, and I backed it with some note paper, and they both go right there in that belly band. And now oh, that wasn't the end of signature. That was, I'm sorry, we're almost at the end. We've got a couple of pockets here. A little bit tight there. I used book page to make 2 pockets on heavy coffee dyed book page. Here's the thing, I cut that out of a little magazine. Liked what it had to say. And so you've got a journal card out of some cardstock, book page glued to card catalog. And then this is a gifted tag with a fussy cut butterfly on it. And they all have little punches and the little ribbons that coordinate with the journal. I got another little belly band, but it's going in the opposite direction, vertical instead of horizontal. This came from a magazine, and it says attitude of gratitude, and I think that's a wonderful saying. I am grateful for all the supplies I have and the opportunities I have to share what I like to do with other people. This is eco-dyed paper, and I love the fluctuation in colors. Put a little sticker on it and a tab. And this is just scrapbook paper with a tab, and I sewed a little sticker on it. Okay, then we're at the kindergarten writing paper again with the craft paper on the back, the baking paper, a stamped printer paper, stenciled here but rubber stamped here, little folded double pocket from a book page, a little inking, and 2 little journal cards out of cardstock. And I just put a little image I saw in a book and put those in the double pocket there. And then we have a fold up of the second signature's back page, and a giant paint chip when they used to make them big like this. And I backed it with an almanac, 1/8, and a little art piece that I cut out of a calendar, and I put that right there. Okay, we're in the last signature. It is the another set of another cover of wallpaper, and it's the sponging, so that's got to be from the 80s because that's when it was popular. Little tab on the front. We've got a double, might be a triple. Let me see. I'll take everything out and then we'll know. Double pocket. So we have a pocket here. It's a piece of stationery folded in half. Then I took and folded it back this much, sewed around it to do some decorating on it. This is from an art book, and that is not real burlap. I usually do use things that are like real laces and burlap scraps and so on, but this image came from a magazine. It looks like the real thing. I love stuff like that. Anyways, I backed it with some of my marbling on a 1996, which isn't that far back, but it was a postcard. So I'll tuck that in the first pocket, and then I have 2 journaling cards here. One on book page on a card catalog, and a little collaging washi tape papers, fussy cut butterfly, a little cute button that I got when I was going to do scrapbooking, and then more card catalog with book page and a fussy cut butterfly. And so I think I'll put the little one in the bottom pocket. Isn't that cute? This is, of course, punched out typing paper that's been tea-dyed, and I just attached a sticker and put a burn on it. That's part of that magazine image of the burlap, and it had put a bird on it. I love that. And the graph paper. Love the graph paper because you can still write on it. You can draw on it. I did take on this book page, I made a book page pocket, and it says life and a fussy cut butterfly, and it's got 2 card catalog cards that are collaged and tagged with some vintage ribbons. I try to use all my vintage materials if it coordinates and I can find the right pieces in my journals. Then we've got a flip up, so you can write on both sides. Book page, butterfly fussy cut, some stickers, and some writing paper with some sewing on it, and made a little pocket, added some lace, did a collage with magazine and washi tape. It's got a little, it was put in a blue dye bath, but I took it out pretty quick because the paper's, no paper's thin, and I didn't want it to deteriorate. Sorry, let me get a sip of my water. Thank you, sorry. I've got craft paper that's blank on one side and lined on the other. Plenty of writing space, like I said. Vintage music sheet. a doily stamped parchment paper to write on, and it's attached to a book page. And I did a pocket out parchment paper, and I stenciled it. And then I made a card catalog tag. Again, I heavy dyed this one and did a collage on here. This is a vintage millinery flower from the 30s. And I thought that looked really pretty with this book. This journal, and a book page here with some sewing on it and some punch out on the end caps of the book pages, and another one of those with an antique millinery flower, and it's heavy coffee dyed, tea dyed. I can't tell the difference really. Sometimes my teas do dye dark, but coffee generally is what gives me that dark dye. And we're on to the back side, and I've already showed you what those things are. Let me pull these things out. You've got another little collage there, another piece of that stationery paper, another origami pocket with a pretty stamp on it, and a journal card with a sticker sewn on it. I thought that was really cute. Put that in there. And this comes from a magazine, and I just backed it with some of that note paper. And this is just another little tag that I hand sewed the sticker on. Too small to mess with the sewing machine. Cute little collage here with a little fussy cut from a magazine with some washi tape, and then I've sewn on the back side of that note paper. Book page, another book page with a little collaged area, and a made paperclip decorated with washi tape. And I just have this tucked right in there, pen and ink that I drew, and it attaches to the back of that book page, so you have something to write on both sides. The graph paper collage, tea dyed printer paper, heavily dyed music sheet with a corner pocket sewn, pinking shears on the edge, a really pretty collage here with some fussy cutting, 2 journal cards that are very heavy dyed coffee, and they're collaged on each side. Had a lot of fun doing those. Really did have a lot of fun making them. And then we're to the back. So that is it. You get your bookmark. You've got your backer card. Okay. The little goodies. And the flip up. And that all comes together with a little tie. And, oh, I wonder how many pages. I know I wrote it down. Let me check my paper. Hold on one second. I have things written down that are in it, but you know what? I don't see the number of book pages on here. I am so sorry. If I don't know how many are in there. I'll try and do a count, and remember to put that in the description below this when you see it on YouTube. And I hope you do enjoy this flip through as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. I love making these journals. I've been doing it for about 4 years, and I hope to see more of you, and thanks for watching. Come back again. Bye-bye.